So, if you are a BBC news watcher, if you're an ITV news watcher, if you're a person that watches any other news than GB News or Talk TV, I think it's called, then you'd have missed some excellent German journalism last night and real news. The real news was the protests that were happening up and down the country from yesterday afternoon, evening, until it got dark, basically. And the fantastic piece of journalism that you missed was a couple of GB News reporters went to these protests and they wanted to be impartial. They went to both sides of the argument, the protesters and the counter-protesters. Now, how do you think that went? I'll give you a minute. How do you think that went? Just think in your mind. They went to the protesters and then the counter-protesters. How do you think that went? So I'll tell you how that went. The protesters, because they were there for genuine reasons, they wanted to speak to the news outlets. They're protesting. They want their voices heard. So they spoke to the journalists and they articulated their argument as to why they were there protesting. You don't say, look at me, I'm protesting. Don't want to talk to you. You don't say that, you know? You say, look at me, I'm protesting. This is my point. This is why I'm protesting. So they went to the protesters' side. They articulated very well why we're here, why we're protesting. Then they went to the counter-protesters' side. The ones with the placards that say refugees are welcome here and all that. And do you know what? It was shocking that no one wanted to speak to them. They acted like little children in a playground. Shocking. And one of the interviewers, one of the journalists, even got attacked. She was hit in the head with one of their placards. So they're weapons too. Lovely. So yeah, it went exactly as you'd think. The protesters were more than happy to talk to the journalists. The counter-protesters were just children, frankly, that had no argument. They couldn't articulate a sentence to say why they were there. The only thing they were saying is, the Nazis over there. Why? Why are they Nazis? Nothing. Just waving their placards and that in front of the cameras, being very aggressive.